Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd now like to invite Tim Nicholls, the State Member for Clayfield, to say a few words as well. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, David, and like you, I'd like to acknowledge everyone here. It's a little daunting to stand in front of so many historians who have made a contribution to the Council's terrific effort to acknowledge and recognise the Pensacola Convoy and its arrival here 81 years ago. And David's given you a great history of the times and a brief summary of it, and I'm sure he's read widely and been told a lot by the very many people who have advocated for the naming of this place. But I want to reflect on something a little different about the meaning of the arrival in 1941 of the Pensacola Convoy and what's happened since. Because the arrival of that convoy was the start of the change in the way Australia looked to the rest of the world. And we all know of Curtin's great speech where he talked about moving on from looking just to Great Britain, but to looking east and northeast to that great power on the other side of the Pacific, and that is the United States of America. And how we came to work hand in glove, and the many battles that were fought here, including a battle that we commemorate every May just down the road in Councillor Howard's ward in Councillor McLaughlin's ward. It's changed hands so many times I can't keep track anymore. But it was originally mine. But in any event, the Battle of the Coral Sea, which Churchill described as the first great turning point against the Japanese in the Second World War, and the fights up in New Guinea, and then the island campaign all the way through to the recapture of the Philippines and the movement all the way north to Japan. So the arrival of the Pensacola Convoy signalled a great change in the way Australia behaved and looked to the rest of the world, and that continues to this day. And it continues with the arrival that we see of many ships here, and being fortunate enough to be on some of those ships as they've arrived here in Brisbane, whether it's been the USS Reagan or the George Washington, those great projectors of power that the Americans send around the world to reinforce security, or whether it's been on their submarines which silently glide beneath the ocean, or whether indeed it's very much their diplomatic and cultural ties that have grown between Australia and the United States. And most recently, of course, the awkwardly named, and you know what I'm going to say, AUKUS treaty, which will see submarines coming, all arising from that arrival of that convoy and that change in attitude 81 years ago. So, as important as it is to commemorate the arrival of those 8 ships and that fleet that have been diverted via Suva to arrive here in Brisbane, and I've been out on the bay a few times, I'm not sure that those mangrove-lined, mosquito-infested swamps qualify as sunny palm-lined beaches all the time, but nonetheless, since that arrival here, our world has changed, the river has changed, our relationships with the world have changed, but most importantly, our relationship with the United States of America has endured for those 81 years. And I think that is the great significance and the great enduring significance of the Pensacola Convoy. And when we look at this memorial in the years to come, and generations to come will look at this memorial, we'll remember and reflect on that change and give thanks for that change, and has seen that great alliance which has endured amongst the free nations of the world to push back against tyranny and to defend freedom. And that is the great and enduring legacy of the Pensacola Convoy. So thank you to everyone who's made it possible to have it here. Thanks to the Council for acting so quickly. A meeting only a week ago, did you say, David?
6th of December.
6th of December.
Final approval.
And a plaque in mock ready to go. If only the state government would move that fast. Congratulations and well done.
Thanks so much, Tim. Great words, and yeah, exactly right. The start of that alliance, which we see continuing through to today. I'd like to invite Mike Harris. Well, thank you, Mike. There's not much more to do other than to reveal the plaque to you. Who would like to be involved in that? I'd like maybe John and Brian, who've been involved in this exercise. Peter, you as well. Please come and put your hand on on our hastily erected curtain to unveil the plaque, which is on an easel that's been donated to us in perpetuity from Tim Nicholls. Thank you very much for the donation of the easel. When we take this off, you'll see the plaque that will be put onto the fence here to acknowledge this as the Pensacola Convoy Place. Thank you, gentlemen. There we are. Now, it's not huge, but it requires you to come and read the story, which is what it's about. We're also going to name and put Pensacola Convoy Place on these concrete edges. So this place will be known in perpetuity as Pensacola Convoy Place. This will tell the story, and as I said before, QR code invites people to find out more about the story of the Pensacola Convoy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us for some refreshments behind you, and thank you very much for coming here today.